So you want to learn how to manage your spa income. Everyone talks about making money, but no one is talking about how to manage the money once it's coming in. Well, if you keep watching to the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing all my tips when it comes to managing the money that you're making at your spa. All right, so if you're new here, my name is Ayana. I'm a licensed massage therapist, esthetician, spa owner, and continuing education provider. And so I know a thing or two when it comes to managing money, and I teach other people how to do it in SpaBizSuccess, which is my coaching program. And so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So the first step to managing your income when it comes to your spa and you're making that money, you're doing your services, is to track your expenses. This is so important. And when I say track your expenses, I'm not just talking about tracking the income that comes in. I'm not just talking about using something like Square. I'm talking about using something such as QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a tool that also helps you manage your money. It shows you your expenses, it shows you your cash flow, shows you your profit and loss. You want to be very familiar with those numbers. You want to know what your cash flow is. You want to know what your profit is, which is essentially your income minus your expenses. And so I want you to track everything. The main way that you're going to also track your expenses is if you have everything separated. So you want to separate your personal expenses from your business expenses. And the way that you do that is having a business account. You want to have a business account for really everything that has to do with your business, but especially a business bank account. So all the money coming in for your spa should be going to that account, and you want to connect that to a software such as QuickBooks. All right, so that is the main way you want to start. So some of the expenses that you want to track is going to be the rent that you're paying for your space, or it's going to be even the uniform that you wear, your scrubs, your lotions, your oils, really anything that you use that helps you run your business. This is going to be any type of software, all that stuff. So you want to make sure you're tracking it. And if you want a manual tracker, I do have a free expense sheet that it's very simple to use. You just want to go in the description box below and get that for free. All right, so the next tip I have for you is to go through your subscriptions. If you've been in business for a while, you probably have accumulated quite a few subscriptions. I actually did this last month. I went through all my subscriptions. I used an extra tool. You can just use QuickBooks, but I used an extra tool called Rocket Money, and it showed me all my subscriptions in one tab. And I was shocked at how much money I was wasting by keeping subscriptions that I didn't need anymore. Not only can you get rid of subscriptions, but you can also downgrade subscriptions. I believe by doing that, I saved over like $6,000 a year, which is actually embarrassing. So make sure you go through your subscriptions, make sure you go through what you're paying for on a monthly basis. A key when it comes to this is thinking about, does this help me make money? Does this help me run the business smoother? Is this something that saves me time? Is this something that could actually be delegated to someone else? Do I really need this tool? Is there a better tool out there for me? So always be thinking of that when you're choosing business tools, because something you'll notice is when you become a business owner, there's so many different products and services that people market to business owners, and all those things are going to be tempting. So again, just make sure that the subscriptions that you have are the subscriptions that you need. You don't want to overpay for something, and you'd be surprised at how much money you will save by doing this. Let me know in the comments below if you tried this method and how much money you save by going through your subscriptions. I would love to hear that. So the next tip that I have for you, and I actually learned this, I would say in year 2 of owning my spa, and that is to have a budget. Have a budget for your business, just how you have a budget for your household. And those of you who don't have budgets for either one, it's time to reevaluate what's going on here. So make sure you have a budget for your business. There are plenty of budget templates out there that you can find on the internet, but just make sure that you know how much you want to spend for each line item. For example, every month, how much do you want to spend on supplies based on how much you go through your inventory? So if you know you run out of oil at, around 2 months into running your business, then allot that in with your budget. So say I'm not going to spend more than this on supplies. I'm not going to spend more than this on my software. I'm not going to spend more than this on laundry. Those are the things that you want to take account for and make sure that you're tracking. So make sure you're tracking how much you intend to spend and then how much you actually spent, so that you can see the difference between the two. And that will let you know, where you need to target, what you need to lower, where you could potentially spend more money, and all that good stuff. So make sure you have a budget for your business. And again, that budget is just going to keep you on track. It's going to help you reach your income goals. If you are putting money aside for a special occasion or for an event coming up, or even for equipment that you're looking to purchase, make sure you budget for that as well. So again, have a business budget, follow it, and really see that as a guideline for how much you can spend every single month or even every single quarter. There are so many different ways that you can run it. You could even do it for every single week. So create that business budget, especially after you go through all your subscriptions and your expenses and you identify what you need to eliminate. All right, so this next tip is to have multiple accounts. So when you have that business bank account, you are able to make as many accounts as you want, depending on the bank. So definitely make sure that you have multiple accounts. You can have accounts for different things, and this will help you kind of separate your money in different segments. So of course, you're gonna have your operating expenses. This could be your main checking account. You can have a savings account. You wanna make sure you have some type of emergency account. So let's say another pandemic happens again. Do you have money set aside for emergencies? You wanna make sure you also have a tax account. So an account where you put money aside based on what your accountant says that you should be putting aside, like what percentage you should be setting aside from your income for your taxes, because you do not want to show up at the end of the year and realize that you have to pay so much in taxes because you didn't set that money aside ahead of time. So you'll want to really consult with a financial expert about this, consult with a accountant, a bookkeeper, tax expert, CPA, to really figure out how much you should be setting aside for taxes, and then create a special bank account so that you can go ahead and do that. And you can also create automatic transfers where it just automatically does that. And also you want to consider repairs or upgrades. You could also have an account for, when you want to save for new equipment, for your marketing budget. There's so many different accounts you can create. It's all going to be depending on what your goals are for your spa, but make sure you create those different accounts, because again, it's just going to help you than just having one pot of money. But again, this is just going to depend on the type of business that you have. So the next tip I have for you is more like a bonus tip. And actually, I'm inspired by this tip by one of my students in SpaBizSuccess. He told me that he incorporated this when we helped him build his website. And so one of the things that I recommend to you is to incorporate the cost of your gratuity in with your price. So I do have a video all about pricing your services. You can check it out. I'll link it in this video. But included in your price, you can include your gratuity. So you're not worried about if people are tipping you. So you're not, budgeting for if people give you a tip or not. Just automatically include it with your gratuity. So if your hourly rate is $100 an hour, consider making it $120 an hour and don't ask for a tip. So your tip is already included. This is especially for those of you who are mobile, those of you who don't have a space and you're traveling. Like, that's a premium service. So consider adding the tip already included with your service, your hourly rate, and especially do this if you offer parties, if you do group events, if you do things like that. Just like when you go to a restaurant and they want to add 20% gratuity to parties of 5 or more, why aren't you doing that with your massage practice? So go ahead and add that to your invoice when you are sending those invoices for your spa parties or your group events, your mobile massage events, and things like that. That is, I feel like, a game changer when it comes to pricing yourself and your money. So I gave you some really awesome tips to how to manage your money for your spa. If you're ready for more tips or more strategies when it comes to pricing yourself, check out this video right here, and I will see you in the next video.